Hey, welcome. If you've been keeping an eye on Indian real estate, you know Gurgaon is always where the action is. But the real question is, where's the next big wave of growth actually coming from? Well, today we're putting one specific area right under the microscope to find out: Sector 80. We're going to break down the plan, the infrastructure, and the numbers to see if it really lives up to all the buzz. You know, in a market that's as absolutely on fire as Gurgaon, the billion-dollar question is always the same one. Where do you get in before everybody else does? It's all about finding that perfect sweet spot. Value, great connectivity, and most importantly, that future potential. And let's be honest, in real estate, the answer almost always follows the infrastructure. For Gurgaon, the main artery, the lifeblood, is the NH-48 corridor. That's the Delhi-Jaipur highway. And that's exactly what leads us straight to the heart of this explainer: Sector 80. Okay, so let's start with the foundational story here. See, Sector 80 isn't some happy accident. Nope. It's part of a meticulously planned high-growth zone that's really designed to be its own self-contained submarket. Think of it as a brand new engine for the whole city. You can really see the strategic thinking at play. This isn't just some random patch of land. It's a location with a ton of advantages just baked right in. I mean, you're right on the national highway, and you're part of the official New Gurgaon master plan. It's sitting right next to huge employment hubs like Manesar, and it's surrounded by these really affluent sectors. But here's the real kicker. There was enough available land for developers to think big and build entire integrated townships, not just a few standalone towers.
Okay, so you've got a great plan on paper. But what good is it if you can't actually get there, right? This brings us to the absolute game changer for Sector 80, a massive upgrade in connectivity. And this isn't just a small improvement. This is the big macro trigger that's fueling all the growth in the area. This whole growth story is really being powered by three key infrastructure projects working together. First, you've got a nearly 42 crore project just to widen the roads and clear out all those frustrating bottlenecks. Second, a brand new service road that gives you signal-free access to both the National Highway and the Dwarka Expressway. And third, the really big one, a massive 750 crore elevated link on the Southern Peripheral Road, or SPR, which is just slashing travel times across town. It's this powerful combo that's creating what you could call an infrastructure trifecta.
So what does all this concrete and cash actually get you in the real world? Well, it boils down to this pretty incredible number: an estimated 30% reduction in travel time to Delhi. Now, for anyone who commutes daily, that is a life-changing improvement that translates directly into higher property value. It just does. But it's not just about getting to work faster. The story of Sector 80 is also about a really deliberate shift in lifestyle. We're moving beyond the what and where to the how people are actually going to live here, as some pretty visionary developers are shaping the entire identity of this area. Just take this quote from the developer Sohna. They aren't just selling you an apartment, they're selling nature's tranquil luxury. You see what they're doing? They're positioning the area not as just another concrete suburb, but as a premium, wellness-focused escape that's still plugged into the city. And here's another totally complementary angle from Ashiana Housing. Their focus? Child-focused living. And they're emphasizing a huge 9+ acres of open space. The theme here is all about low-density, family-friendly communities with room to breathe, which is a really stark contrast to the congestion you see in some of the older parts of the city. You know, the quality of the developers who are setting up shop here, it tells its own story. You've got major players like Soba and Eldeco creating these eco-luxury communities around golf courses. Then you have others like Ashiana focusing on that low-density, family vibe, and Conscientis is putting up some really upscale high-rises. It's a curated mix of premium projects, not just random, chaotic development. All right, the story sounds great, the vision is compelling, but do the numbers actually back it up? Let's dive into the data and see how Sector 80 really stacks up in what is a very competitive market. First things first, let's talk pricing. At almost 15,000 rupees per square foot, Sector 80 is without a doubt a premium market. But look at that comparison. It's commanding a much higher rate than older, more established corridors like Sohna Road. Now that suggests that buyers are more than willing to pay a premium for the area's newer, better planned infrastructure. Now this is where we see the real momentum. a 160% price jump in just 5 years. That is not only way ahead of older areas like Sohna Road, but look, it's performing right alongside the Dwarka Expressway, which for years has been considered Gurgaon's hottest market. This shows Sector 80 isn't just some up-and-coming area. It's already a top performer. It's playing in the big leagues.
But hey, growth isn't just about the price tag, right? Check out these livability scores. Sector 80 scores an incredible 4.6 on lifestyle. That matches well-established areas like Sohna Road, and it completely blows newer corridors like the Dwarka Expressway out of the water. What this suggests is that the development here is really focused on creating a complete, high-quality living environment right from the get-go, not just throwing up apartments. So, we've seen the strategy, the infrastructure, and the stellar performance. But what does all this mean in practical terms for an investor? Well, let's look at two very different kinds of opportunities that exist in this market right now.
The opportunities here really fall into two main buckets. First, you have a nearly completed mixed-use project that offers the potential for immediate rental income from retail, offices, and even a hotel. And second, you have a rare parcel of land that's already approved for residential use, giving someone the chance to build the next big project from the ground up. It's really a choice between buying into an existing asset versus creating a brand new one.
Let's look at this mixed-use hub first. We're talking about an 11.5-acre property sitting right on the highway with a mall, offices, and a 5-star hotel already structurally complete. Now, the asking price of around 600 crore, that makes this an institutional-scale investment, so think large funds or major corporations. The goal here would be to generate strong, stable income from 3 different revenue streams, all while the entire area around it continues to boom in value. Now, the second opportunity is basically a blank canvas. It's a clean 8.8-acre piece of land, fully approved for group housing, which is basically a large-scale apartment or villa complex. In a market where clean, litigation-free land is incredibly rare, this is a prime asset. At around 306 crore, it gives a developer the chance to create the next landmark residential project in the area and tap directly into that proven demand for premium homes. So, to bring it all home, what we're really seeing in Sector 80 is this powerful combination. It's not just one thing. It's the blend of that game-changing connectivity, a carefully curated premium lifestyle, and, of course, the hard data to prove that the growth is real and it's sustainable.
Which really leaves us with a final, much bigger question. As our cities just continue to explode and expand, is this carefully planned, infrastructure-led, and lifestyle-focused approach that we're seeing in Sector 80, is this the new blueprint for successful urban development in India? Definitely something to think about. Thanks for tuning in.